We are here with the amazing Rita. Rita is a social worker who loves rugby,
I just love sports.
loves sports.
Yep.
I don't got too much for your bio though. You want to add anything?
Not really. I guess I love volunteering on my free time as well, so that's
Okay.
that.
Okay, yeah. No, the camera looks good. Yeah, you look good. Yeah.
Okay, period.
So Rita, based off of what I know, you're either from Tanzania or Burundi.
Okay. Close enough. Well, ish.
Both?
Nah. So I was born in Tanzania, but
But wait, did I say it right though? Because somebody will say, somebody will be like, oh, Tanzania, and then I'll be like, Tanzania. Tomato, tomato.
I don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter? Okay.
Nah.
Gotcha.
But I was born in Tanzania, but my ethnicity is Burundian.
Okay. What is like the correlation there? Because like, usually it's like either or, but I don't understand like
What
why.
you mean either or? Because like I would say nationality-wise it's Tanzania, but who I am, my bloodline is Burundi.
Yeah, but why is it that it seems like everybody that's from one place claims the other? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think people do that. But so imagine
Right.
if I came to you and I just said Tanzania.
Yeah.
You won't know about my other half, my bloodline, who I am as a person.
Yeah, but like, okay, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm Ghanaian, but I'm from Liberia.
But you could though.
Yeah, but nobody.
For me, I feel like I need to do that. I want to claim both parts in a sense. Like I was just born in Tanzania, that's it.
Okay.
Versus everything else, who I am is tied to Burundi.
Oh, so you was born in Tanzania, but your people are Burundi.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
you
that's what I
see?
mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
mean.
that's why. Because Tanzania is just my birthplace, that's it. Like, yeah, I love it, but that's it.
Okay.
And
Well-
the fact that I didn't really grow up over there, now I would say I've been in America the longest. So Tanzania is just literally a birthplace, that's it.
So you're American now?
Hey, Che.
Yeah, might as well.
Chai.
You don't have to lie.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. That's smooth. So why did your parents move to Tanzania?
They had relocated. You see a bunch of wars. Let's just keep it there. They flee from their country and then they went to Congo. But then another war struck, so they relocated to Tanzania. And then from there, we came to America.
So like, did you ever kind of like witness or experience that aspect of life, or?
I did not, thankfully. So shout out to them.
That's what's up. So then, would you say like Tanzania was like a safe place?
I would.
Okay. And then like, what kind of brought you here?
I think just the better life. Like my family, especially my parents, were able to provide for my siblings and I more. There's more opportunities over here and then versus over there. Because in Tanzania, they're just literally immigrants-ish in a way. Like they don't belong there. They're just there to seek refuge.
I see. So then, recently, like, how long was you in Tanzania?
Maybe like 7 years.
Okay, no, so you remember, maybe.
Just a little bit. Some parts, like my childhood.
Okay. Do you speak the language? Like what? Which is like what?
So I speak like my native tongue, which is Kirundi. Swahili, on the other hand, which is spoken throughout like East Africa, I hear, but I don't really speak. I feel like as a kid, I wanted to rebel. They wanted me to learn Swahili, and that was like, I'm good. Now as an adult, I'm like, damn, shame on me.
Bro, you want to be stubborn so bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Where does that come from?
The stubbornness?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hard-headedness.
Because I feel like growing up, people wanted me to do so many things. I'm like, not even a choice. Like, you just want me to do this for a reason. Like, there was no reason, at least I think. But now that I'm looking back as an adult, I'm like, there is a reason.
Dang. So then, what you finna do then when it's your turn to be like, hey, do all this stuff, and then?
Well, for sure, I feel like, I hope by the time I have kids, I still even remember my native tongue. Because, like, I'm starting to forget some things because I don't speak it often. I do. But, like, if I'm at work, when I was in school, when I'm with my friends, we speak English. It's easier, too. Versus my native tongue, like, some words are harder now. I only speak it at home. Even with my siblings, it's English, so it's so hard. I know. My parents, for sure, all African parents have tried. They're like, hey, y'all, when you're at home, speak this language, but it's just hard. Especially, like, I feel like growing up, too, like, for me, when I came to America, I didn't know the language. So I had to start from the bottom and build up. So then as I'm learning, it's starting to be easier for me versus my home language. Then as we transition, we're still going to English. Everything we do is in English. The letters we get at home. Everywhere we go, it's there. Versus my language, only with my parents or if I'm talking to an elder. So it's not as often. So slowly by slowly, I'm losing some.
Oh, no. Damn.
It's sad.
Damn.
But I'm
tough.
trying, I feel like.
If you have kids, are they going to be Burundian or Black American?
Well, personally, I'm not Black American. So if I did marry a Black American, then they would be half.
But no, but I'm saying, like, at that point, it's like, okay, the culture, not.
I think I'm going to merge. Even now, like, there's stuff from my culture where I'm like, okay, I don't like this part, versus I love this part. And then I look at the American culture, I'm like, I love this, but I also don't like this. So I'm in the middle creating my own. Because I have the right. It's my life. You know what I mean?
Create your own culture. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. So then, all right, let's say you're a third generation African, and like your dad wasn't serious, so he don't speak the language, or he can only understand it. You feel me? What are you then? You never been there? You never been back home? You don't know nowhere. You don't speak the language. I mean, y'all eat jollof, but like that's it. You feel me? Like what you finna do?
Like if I didn't know the language?
Yeah, like I said, you a third generation. You can only eat jollof and fufu. You feel me? You don't speak the language. Well, what do you claim?
That is hard. That is hard. But I feel like because I can't imagine, because I know who I am and I've been there, so it's hard to be like, if I wasn't. It's easier to say. But if I didn't, I mean...
No, you can, but I'm saying your kids.
For my kids?
Yeah.
But who's to stop me from taking them over there?
Nothing.
So I think for me, I'm going to do that, take them back home, introduce them to culture, to people, the vibes, the community.
Culturalize them.
So,
Valid. You got, but you got older siblings too, right? So did they see kind of like war in a way or no?
I don't think so because my older siblings, some of them were born in Congo. But they were also so young, I think, when they had to relocate to Tanzania that I don't think they really saw much of it. But I'm sure they remember having to travel and do all that, but just not too much on the war.
Yeah, that's crazy. So then, how about your parents? Like, did they ever talk about it?
I don't think they do. They don't talk about it, but I feel like I had talked to someone about it. I'm like, our parents have gone through so much in general, like wars, losing family members, but I don't think they ever had like that time to stop and think or mourn those loved ones. It was more of, okay, you gotta think fast on your feet and you gotta relocate your family and you to make sure your safety is there. And then they would settle, but then the same thing would happen and they had to pick up and go. So I feel like most of them just ignored it. They suppressed all those memories and feelings to where they barely remember. Because, yeah, I feel like my parents don't talk about it with me, but sometimes they'll mention, yeah, we've gone through this, but not to that extent. I feel like they need therapy. Like, all African parents need a little therapy. But I feel like it could also do worse than anything because they all manage, which is hard. That's what I don't understand. Like, they've gone through the most traumatic things, but yet they function so well. So I feel like...
do they?
You see, I feel like they do because they don't talk about their feelings. That's another thing. Like, African parents don't do feelings. It's about, okay, what's the problem? What's the solution? Let's keep moving. Versus, oh, dang, I'm feeling this way. This is why I'm acting the way I am. No.
Should we talk about our feelings or?
I think we should.
Okay.
Because then when you suppress it, you're holding on to it, and then at some point you will explode, whether you intentionally mean to or not. So I just always say, if you're feeling a certain way, talk about it and then before it gets worse. Because it can end you well.
Rita, the social worker, That's your area. That's your area.
Yeah.
You think you'll kind of progress to therapist or?
You know what? I've been thinking about going back to do my master's, right? So then I can take that route to be a therapist. A lot of people say I should, so maybe I should listen.
We need that. We need more Black therapists.
We do. So, you know what? I'm going to think about it more. I don't see why not. So.
Rita has, I'll link her social media.
My page?
Rita
I
Speaks.
have a Rita Speaks page,
Yeah, but she only speaks her native tongue.
No, I don't. I've only made 3 videos with my mom and a family friend in my native language. But other than that, it's normally in English.
Okay.
I try my best.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, when you go to Africa, you just came from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go? You go to Burundi, you go to Tanzania?
That's the thing. Since I came here, I haven't had time to go back. But now that I'm done with school and everything, life is living.
I think you went recently.
Well, that was my first time, since coming to America.
Dang, really?
Yeah. Yep. So then, we went to Tanzania and Burundi. We had to do both.
So you got family in both?
I do. But more family in Burundi for sure.
Oh, that's smooth. Okay. Let me see. Questions. So then, you got any core memories you can share from Tanzania?
Let's see. I'm gonna think of a happy one because I have one sad one and whatever. Let that be.
Sad one wasn't that bad.
Sad. It was sad because I got lost as a kid, bro.
Oh. Yo.
I did. So, but
you share one, I share one.
You know what? Why not? It was my sister. Of course, when you have older siblings, you want to be with them. You want to do everything they're doing. So she was going to visit one of my aunts, and as a kid, I was like, I want to go with. I was crying to let my mom let me, and she did.
What's the age difference?
Maybe either 6 or something like that.
Okay.
Math. So then they let me. So we're going to my aunt. We get to her house. Then we had went to the water drilling area or whatever. She wanted to wash her clothes. So then we're going. But then it ended up raining. In my head as a kid, I'm thinking, okay, we got to go back to her house. In my head, I thought I knew the way. So I just started running. Dang, maybe that's why I like running. I did track growing up. But I just started running into the direction I thought was right. So and then I keep running, and there's a dead end. It's literally just all water. I'm like, okay, damn. So I'm looking where I came from. I'm like, no, that doesn't look familiar. And then I'm looking at the water dead end. I'm like, I don't know where I'm at. So and then I just go underneath someone's house. I'm crying. People are like, hey, come on in. Let's give you water, things like that. But I'm a kid who's also lost. Maybe that stubbornness. I was like, no, I don't want to. I just want to go home. What? I want my siblings. I was crying because in my head, I'm also thinking if I go inside, how are they going to find me if they're looking for me? So I was walking back and forth, crying, not knowing what to do or where to go. I feel like I was maybe 6 years old or even younger. It was young. But then eventually, later on, I think my sister ended up coming to find me. My mom, on the other hand, was going off on my sister because she was supposed to watch me, but eventually made it back home, so shout out to them. But I would never forget that.
Okay.
Because what a shame.
Okay. Valid. All right. I'll share. So I remember I took a trip with my dad. And we was with his friend, his son. And, his son was younger than me, so he carried him, he'd hold him. So I want my dad to hold me, right? He's like, nah, bro, you grown, you 4 years old, walk. You feel me?
Oh, 4. I mean.
Listen, man. But my little brother was 4. They was carrying this guy. Anyway.
Right. Besides the point.
Anyway, so we got to a part. It was raining too, so it was really muddy, and we got to a part where it was very muddy, very muddy. Mind you, my legs are short. I'm a kid. So I'm falling behind my dad, but now I can't pick up my legs because the mud taking my feet, you feel me? So, man, I started sinking. My dad was like, hey, bro, lock in.
Oh, my gosh.
Lock
Not
in.
even let me.
Lock in, little nigga. And then I'm like, bro, I'm trying, bro. So then I started.
As a little kid, too, I can only imagine.
Listen. So I started going through it yo. And then this guy keep walking. So then I'm like, yo, slow down. Then this guy walk all the way down. He looked back. Dude start laughing. I'm like, I start crying.
I'm just imagining a little 4-year-old like, what do you want from that little kid?
Yeah, he's like, lock it. What are you doing, bro? What? I'm like, bro, I can't, bro. I start sinking, bro. I pick my feet up.
Just...
Man, yeah, I think my dad must have said, I gave up.
Yeah, I was going to say, how did you get up?
Yeah, he must have grabbed me or something. I was like, I'm done, you feel me? But, okay, yeah, that's my core memory. I might bleep that out.
Do what you got to do.
I might bleep that out. But how about a good memory then?
A good memory growing... Ooh.
When you was coming to America, or?
Not really. So when we came in like February. So that's like, wintertime. And mind you, I'm from Africa. The heat, that's all we know. So we're dealing with like a thing called snow. At that point, we're like, what is this? And it was at its prime, I think.
So you was hyped though?
I was hyped for the experience, but then I saw the stuff on the ground. I'm like, they gave us boots, a jacket. I'm like, what do you want me to do with this? But for me, I think a good core memory is probably like growing up as a kid. Because like I feel like nowadays too, I see the youth of today and I just shake my head.
Damn.
Kind of. Because like for me growing up, technology wasn't that advanced. Like we had the home screen computers. So if you're not at home, you couldn't use your computer. Most of us didn't have phones. And if we did, that was little flip ones. So, like, for us during the summer, we'll be outside every day. Like, the little thing outside where you saw the bikes and that's how you knew where people were? That was literally it. I'll go to someone's house. I'm like, oh, all the bikes are here, which means all my friends are here. We'll go to a park mostly every day, play games outside, basketball, like, tag, you name it. Like, for me, I'm like, wow, that's what, like, youth should be about. Like, just being outside, exploring, having fun versus being on your phone 24/7. Like, technology has also taken over social media. Like, it's so bad, it's affecting people's mental health versus for us. We had time, maybe, we'd also all fight for the computer. So it was like 30 minutes, 1 hour. You go in there, you talk to your friends, and you log off. And then, like, for us, too, we would look forward to events because that's when we would see all of our friends.
Facts.
Versus now, no one wants to go outside. People want to be at home. Like,
Man.
People don't want to do sports. None of that.
Man.
So I'm like, damn, like, where did we...
Go wrong.
Exactly.
Man.
So...
Man, fights for the computer was, like, ferocious. Ferocious.
I used to, like, swear.
I feel it, though. Dang. So then, is there a solution?
The solution?
Take all the phones away from the kids, right?
Even me, take the phone away from me.
Damn.
Like, no joke, though, it is an addiction. Most of us don't see it like that, but it is very bad. Like, even me sometimes, like, I'll put screen timers on my social media, but then they'll run out, I'm like, I had extra time.
Man, forget this, man.
No, for real, but then I think when I'm not on my phone on social media a lot, I'm more productive. Like, I'm reading a book, I'm getting more knowledge in, I'm educating myself, I'm doing more productive things versus just wasting time away checking up on what people are doing, what a celebrity posted, what's trending. Like, that doesn't add value to my life in a sense. So for me, too, I'm trying to hold myself accountable and those around me, too, especially with kids, too. Like, I've seen with parents where they have kids and the kids start crying and they're like, here's my phone, watch Cocomelon, Caillou, do what you gotta do. I'm like, no, that's bad. Like, no little kid should be able to grab a phone and know where the YouTube button is at and they press it. So I just feel like as people, as generations, we have to do better, especially as parents, because you're giving your kid that much technology, you're not really monitoring it, seeing how long they use it, what they're using it for. So to each their own.
I guess my conflict is that, I run like a social media page. Right? So a lot of stuff I do is online. You also do the same too.
Yeah.
Right? And so for me, my conflict is that the only way people will see more of my stuff is if they're on their phone more. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you part of the problem though. You do the same thing. You make content, you make good content, you feel me? But
I didn't even think about it like that.
So for me, it's like, do I keep doing this? Or do I focus more on like the stuff where, that's why we also do events as well. It's like we also want to see people, you feel me? And I think people are also looking for community through their phone as well.
Okay.
You don't think?
Yes, but I feel like most of the times it's not. Because we know the side down of social media. There's bullying. People are comparing themselves, which is why I feel like most people are just sad, depressed. They're going through it because they're comparing themselves.
You acting like you wasn't bullying nobody as a kid. You wasn't bullying nobody?
No. I don't even mess with that now.
Now?
No.
She said now.
No, like I didn't and I still don't.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Folks was getting bullied. What? Bro, I don't like going, what? Folks was getting bullied. That's entertainment.
Is it? No, I don't believe in that. I believe treat others how you want to be treated in a nice manner. Like, no one deserves that. Especially little kids. They're still growing. They're developing. They're figuring out themselves. And then you add that in there.
Builds character.
No, it doesn't.
No?
I don't think it does.
Once
again, think about that little teenager age where they're going through puberty. They already mean, like, sassy. Then you add, oh, you're a chubby little kid. Ha. No, I don't know. There's better ways to do things, and that's just not it. So.
Shit, I mean, I used to get bullied. I turned out fine.
I don't even know. Did I ever get bullied?
Your parents?
If I did, I put it to an end. Damn, as a kid, I think I was, like, especially like, I don't know. Also, I feel like growing up too, I was trying to learn English. I'm sure that was the least of my problems.
Damn.
But then once I learned, I'm like, who you talking to? Not me. So I think people gotta learn how to stand up for themselves. Because I don't know if my parents taught me that or if I naturally just was like, no, we're not doing that. Because when you do that to a bully or someone, they kind of learn to step back. Because people sometimes, even like during my high school, middle school, they'll be like, oh, Rita, don't mess with her. I'm like, I don't even fight. But like, I stand up for myself because you're not finna, no.
I feel it though.
So.
Yeah, I guess you wasn't finna. Older people will bully me, but because older people will bully me, like a little kid was not finna, my age group is not finna bully me.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So, yeesh. Rita stands up for us. Yeah, stand up for yourself.
I don't think, no, because if you don't, people are going to walk all over you, and we don't want that.
How old were you when you came here?
I think 7 or 8.
7? And you came here first? Hey, so you've been here ever since?
Because we have family here. It's normally they go, but we also have family in Nashville, so I don't know why they didn't go, let's go to Nashville. I guess Fargo.
So then what was it like being that new kid then? I'm sure like, that's the African kid.
I don't think I heard, once again, maybe because I couldn't hear them or understand them, I don't remember that experience truly. Because I think also what helped was I was with other friends who were experiencing the same thing as me. Like, we're trying to learn the language. I remember one time I'll never forget, I don't even remember, I don't know why they thought it was okay to put us literally in class, a regular class. The teacher's teaching, we don't know, like.
But you was learning though. Was
I? Because I literally, like, I was fresh off the boat. I was new.
You got a degree, though. I mean, obviously, you ain't.
No, like, come on. I mean, it's like me taking you to my hometown in Africa and taking you to a class, expecting you to learn or engage anything.
So then what was going on?
So me and my friend literally was just, they put us next to each other, too. That was their problem. We were talking in our native language, and the teacher's just like, we're just like, what is she doing? But eventually, we got in. I was like, oh, damn, English is not so hard. Because at first I was like, I'm never going to get in.
So that helped.
Yeah. Thank God we're here now because it was tough. It was hard because, English is kind of confusing, so.
Did your older siblings speak English or before?
No. We were all.
So they must have had it tougher than, huh? Maybe.
Did they?
Maybe.
I don't know about their experience.
Damn. Okay. So then, like, what was it like going from, like, kid, teenager?
I feel like for me, those two were the same. I don't think I was a little rebellion, little teenager.
Kid, teenager.
Like, I was all the same from
navigating Fargo. It wasn't nothing too crazy?
I don't think so, because when we were new here, we also had a case manager who was showing us around. Then we had cousins who were already here who also knew the language. So they would help us navigate the whole experience, like stores, things like that. So.
I mean, I guess for us, what part of Fargo you stay in?
We went to West Fargo.
Where'd you grow up in? Like that area?
Well, did I grow up there? Nah. I must just say Fargo. That's where, yeah, I grew up in.
Okay. Because, like, for us, suburbs was hard to adjust. Because it's like, before you could walk to everything, right? I'm used to living downtown.
Yeah.
But now it's like, we live out the way, so we can't do anything. So now it's like we're in the house all day, which is tough.
Yeah, for me, I don't know.
But, like, it wasn't like that for you, huh?
No, literally, we came and I was like, okay, and what? We weren't walking places, even though I feel like in Africa we walked a lot. Over here, not too much. Cause where they originally put us when we came here, it wasn't too far from like one of the stores we could walk and come back. But if it was anything like deeper and farther, we would have someone take us. So the adjustment part, I don't think was hard. Plus, I was a kid, so maybe I'm not remembering. Or maybe I didn't have to worry about that because my parents were the ones who had to go do the grocery shopping or whatever was needed.
Okay. And then, like, school? Like, okay, teen to adult then. Teen to adult. Going to college. Wow. Teen to adult.
Once again, for real, I feel like I'm still the same person that's what I'm saying. I think I was very mature for my age. Like, even now, I feel like I'm still mature. So for me, literally, I was one of those, like, school was important. Everything else kind of came afterwards. Like, I didn't care. Stayed out of drama, moved on. So from teenager years to college years, it was the same thing. I knew I had a purpose going into college, which was my education. I take that very serious. Went into it. Everything else,
really,
ignored all that.
Honestly, because I grew up here a little bit. Honestly, like, it's funny because, like, I'll run into, like, you know, people that could be fighting people, and then now, like, they got their degree, now they police officer, now they...
Not too much.
so it's like, you know, I ain't really hear too much of Rita. You feel me? Rita was...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, generally, I was a good kid. Like... Went to school. I might have like little arguments with folks, check them, but I never like physically Rita's out there in the streets fighting, in the streets doing things. No. Education. I think also it was like our parents brought us so far. It's like education was very important. For me, I understood that. Once again, I knew college. I was like, hey, because I know for most folks, going to college is when they kind of get their little freedom too. So they kind of go crazy. They forget why they're there.
Right.
They take different routes, and that education never ends up happening. But for me, for some reason, I don't know, something locked. I knew why I was in college. I also am hard on myself, so I was like, I can't be getting no C's, A's, and B's. So it's like, I had to lock it and focus.
So then, what is it? Oh, you're a social worker too. So why is it that like kids can come here and then they just want to be?
I don't know if I can answer that, but I feel like is what I've been telling a lot of folks with like when kids were being raised in Africa, they were also more respectful. I don't know what about it. Maybe it was the discipline versus, and I feel like most African parents had one parenting style, which was hitting their kids or disciplining. It depends how you look at it.
You feel me?
So, but then they came to America, and guess what? They took away that parenting style. You can't hit your kids. You can discipline. You can discipline your kids is what I like to say.
Tell us, inform us. So
discipline
means... What can you and can you not do as a social worker?
No, this is Rita speaking.
Inform us.
Well, in general, though, you could... Discipline looks different. Taking away their phone.
Nah.
The African in me. Okay, but there's a difference in bad versus like hitting your kids to where there's bruises, there's mark, like you're literally traumatizing that kid. That's abuse, and that's not okay. And I feel like I don't know if most parents did that, but I know they came to America and they kind of had to
adjust.
They told them hitting your kids no matter what, you're going to jail. They're taking them, so they were like, oh shoot, and because they didn't know any other parenting style, they kind of stopped disciplining their kids. So then kids started doing whatever they wanted, rebelling, and parents just go, I tried talking to them, nothing was working, which is sad. So I think that's where maybe things went wrong. Parents stopped parenting. disciplining, whatever that may look like, and kids kind of just get to do whatever they want. Then I feel also that freedom sense. Like if you don't give your kid freedom at a young age, when they're able to and grown and can get that for themselves, they're going to, and it's not gonna look good. Because now they're just trying to fill that void they had for so long. So then they're doing antisocial things they shouldn't be. So, more of the story, love your kids and parent them. Do your best.
Do your best. Dang. So, all right, tell us about, like, social work a little bit. Like, tell us. Can you? Are you allowed to?
What you mean? I mean, I can touch on a little bit.
Yeah, but nothing too crazy.
I think I love social work because it's just so big, broad. We could do so many things, work within social services. People think we take away people's kids. But we're literally in hospitals, we're in churches, we're everywhere. And our goal is just to help folks in their well-being, meet their basic needs, things like that. I was going to talk about the election, but...
Actually, though, I mean, you don't have to go too deep, though. But I do know, I was going to ask this, too, like, how has kind of everything surrounding it kind of affected, like, how you do your job?
So I feel like for us within the profession, it's already hard trying to do our job because there's not that many resources, especially when it comes to like shelters, working with the homeless population. There's not a lot. So and then here comes the election.
But don't go too crazy now.
Huh?
Don't go too crazy.
I'm not going to. I'm just saying policies were being changed. Fundings were trying to be changed. The Affordable Care Act was also trying to be amended, so they were trying to take that away. And like for us, it makes it very hard to kind of do our job to help the vulnerable and like marginalized population meet their needs, especially within healthcare. We're taking away a program that kind of assists them meet their basic needs, so Medicaid, Medicare, things like that. What else? Because I know they were trying to cut like food stamps, things like that too. But for us, we literally work with like vulnerable populations, people who need those funding. So it was hard. I'm glad most of them got overturned and they're like, no, we're not doing that.
Okay. So then how should, I guess like, because I've also seen like a lot of trainings regarding like how to interact with like, ICE or this, that, and third, So like, how have you guys been really adjusting?
I was going to say...
Not with that specifically, but just in general, like how have you guys been adjusting?
I think it was more of, we already do advocacy, so it was more of, we had to really speak up more now. It's like, no. This, especially like within the states, because we have our own policies, whatever that may look like, and I know Fargo is trying to do some other stuff. So it was more of having people speak up and go, no, this is why this is wrong. This is how it affects everyone individually. And just speaking up for those who don't have a voice or unable to.
Dang. You do good work, though. I mean, I couldn't be a social worker. I could not.
I think you can.
No, I don't want to.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. That's why they have people like me.
That's why we have Rita, so she can do it. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm trying to think what else I would like to touch on. Well, at least tell us about rugby. Like, tell us about that. You feel me?
Okay.
Honestly, I thought you would have been more of like a, you feel me, type of kid. You feel me? Because you like contact sports. Yeah. I
would have been what?
You feel me? Like.
Am I not?
No. Well, you said like, yeah. I thought you'd have been getting into more like trouble. You feel me? Since you're into like.
Oh no, for real! I literally was a good kid. Like. Even me, I'm like, I don't know.
So then where does the whole rugby thing come from then?
Rugby? I think so. For me,
Rugby is violent.
It's how you look at it.
I'm just saying. Go ahead.
I grew up doing sports, so then like between high school and college, I was like, okay, I'm an adult now. Let's focus on education more. And then I was bored. Because I think I'm just an athlete. It will never go away. I was bored. I was craving for something, for a sport, to fill that little void. So and then I was like, in high school, I did powder puff. So I'm thinking rugby is like powder puff, close enough. So I took myself, and I'm like, okay, this is nothing like any other sport I've played. But I was just very interested. I think I'm interested in all sports no matter what. If I'm good at it, should bring it on. It could be hockey. It is what it is. So and then I joined my junior year of college, I think. And then I really enjoyed it, and I was good at it. So I said, why not? once I finished college is when I joined the Red River Rugby. So that's FM area. Anyone can join. There's a women's and men's team. So I play for the Rough Riders. Yeah, I play backs, which is a wing position. And I kick ass, I guess.
Okay. I might have to bleep that out. But, okay, no, that's smooth. How long you think you're going to do this rugby thing?
I have no idea.
Yeesh.
Until the wheels fall off.
Rugby is scary, bro.
I don't think it is. People who don't play the sport think it's scary, but for us, I'm like, it's like any other sport. Like I tell my parents, because I'm sure they were like, Rita.
Relax.
Exactly, but it's like any other sport. You could literally get hurt walking. You could get hurt. Am I wrong? You could get hurt walking, running, playing soccer, playing football, even tennis. Like some of these non-physical sports, you could get hurt. So why not get hurt doing the things you love?
Bro.
But rugby is also a safe sport. We learned how to safe tackle. No joke though. How many times have I got injured? Okay, one time.
Bro, that's the most outrageous answer.
But it's the truth though.
You get hurt walking.
But do you not though? People literally get hurt. They pull a hamstring walking. So I think rugby is a safe sport. It's not that dangerous.
Join MMA because you can get hurt walking. You feel me?
Yeah. But I'm not lying though. Google it. You literally can get hurt walking.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're right. Jesus.
So and especially if you know you have anger issues for real, join rugby so you could just take off all that. You could run, tackle, and do all that. Safe tackle.
Well, where your parents get Rita from?
I think they just like the name.
Really?
There's nothing deep to it.
Is Rita short for something or? Really?
Just Rita. I know it would have been weird if I was called Marguerite, like Margaret, Margarita.
No, not even that. It's just, I would have thought you would have came. Maybe I should have asked.
A lot of people think it's short for something, but no.
Oh.
Just Rita.
Rita. Smooth. Okay. So now you serve the community, all that stuff. Like, what do you want to see for like the community you serve? Well, first, what made you Rita Speaks? What made you do that?
Okay. I feel like I did that because I feel like I had a lot to say, and I started it off of Snapchat, just posting whatever, and people were enjoying them. So I was like, why not turn it into a more serious thing? And then I created my IG page where I just talk about things people don't want to talk about. Whether people would want to have a conversation, I would say, not an argument about things, so we could hear each other's perspective and learn from that. But then for me, I guess within the community, what do I want to see? That's a good question. I feel like I want to see more resources. We have a bunch, but once again, it's the social work in me talking, like, there's not enough. Especially, like, once again, the shelters we have, they're, like, publicly funded, and so there's not a lot. We literally only have, like, 2 of them, and Fargo is literally the worst place I feel like to be homeless in, especially during the winter time. So I just want to see that more, but what else? Because I feel like a lot of events also happen, and people do show up to it. But maybe people hold themselves more accountable because we are in North Dakota. If you know, you know. So having those tough conversations.
Okay. I mean, I guess one thing I will say is I would like to see a lot of people leave Fargo. And at first I was like, Fargo's cool. But as I get older and I start to see that wall, I've kind of, I wouldn't say I hit a wall, but I see like a wall a lot of people hit in terms of like opportunities and what's out there. There's a lot of talent that's not really, and you think you come from a small town, so it's like there's no talent until you go to a bigger city and it's like these people, like you're kind of keeping up. You feel me? And so for me personally, what I like to see is more like more resources, like you said, more opportunities for more talent to just be seen, because it kind of like comes back to Fargo at the end of the day. Like imagine.
You know what? That's valid. Because only one person does that.
Who?
Like Fred. Like, you know what I mean? Like he shows the talent versus everybody else. I don't know what they're doing.
Man, like even with sports, because I remember high school sports, like there's a lot of talented kids, but like it was like they was not making space for them because it was like, I'm sure you've seen that, right?
Yeah.
And that's not, we talking high school level, so imagine college level, imagine like maybe the workforce, imagine all these different areas where there's a lot of talent, but like you'll never see because you just don't have the opportunity to fail. You get what I'm saying? So that was the biggest thing I noticed here. And so, you know, at some point I'll probably relocate. But there's a lot of potential here. And I hope at some point, like maybe Fargo realizes that, so they invest more in those type of things, you know? Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
We'll see. But
we're asking for a lot.
No, that is a lot we're asking for. But
yeah.
I don't know. Is there anything you want to add? Is there anything?
No.
No, not really. Okay. Well, that's pretty much the interview right there. Appreciate you for sitting down with us.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope someone is able to take something positive from this.
Yes. So yeah, I'll link Rita's information in the bio, and then y'all watch her stuff. So yeah.
Okay.